Welcome to this week's Rogers McKee YouTube video. In this week's episode, we're talking about your sales function and whether you've got an efficient one. Let's go. Welcome to this week's Rogers McKee YouTube video. So in this week's episode, we're following up on one from a couple of weeks ago, which was all about how to sell anything to anyone. And we're looking at a sales funnel. Have you got one? Is it hit and miss? What are you doing to build your sales funnel? So, the first thing to say is I'm going to throw a lot of ideas at you in terms of how to take your target market and take them through a sales funnel and ultimately lead them down to become clients. Because ultimately in business, that's what we all need. We need more business, we need more clients, we need more people that are going to be buying from us. In an ideal world, a little bit of money, a lot of the time, off a lot of people. So, how do you take your target market to turn them into clients? Well, the first thing to say is, do you know who your target market is? Do you know what your avatar client is? Because if you don't, that's the first thing that you need to that you need to piece out in your mind. Who's going to buy the product or service that you're offering, and who's your ideal customer? And you need to put together your target market. And then from there, there's many things that you're going to need in order to move them down the funnel, because they're not going to go from being Joe Blogs public to a client like that. So the first thing to do, have you got a CRM, and can you import all those details of your target market onto your CRM? Because you've got to have a system of login communications with your clients. You've got to have a way of knowing where you're up to. Where is that specific client in your funnel? Are they closer to being a client, or are they closer to being cold? And how do you move them down that funnel? So you've got to have a CRM. And in an ideal world, if you've got a CRM that can grade your potential clients as well, so are they an A client, are they a hot client, so they spend a lot, they're the ideal avatar client for you, and you need to be putting a lot of effort into them. And you might do it down to E. So an E would be a cold client. So they might be in your target market, but the spend on your particular product or service might not be very high. In that case, you don't want to be putting as much emphasis into them as a client. So how can you grade your clients? Can you do that on your CRM? If you can, that's a CRM that I would love to be working with. Once they're on your CRM, you need to start moving them through the funnel. So the first thing to do, let's get some automation set up. Yeah. A lot of the CRMs will enable you to do that, but they should be getting regular emails from yourself that you've written, but they go into a bit of an email sequence all the time, with the aim of there being a call to action on the email. So, and that call to action is to book a call with you to discuss your service, to send you an email to discuss your service. But what's the call to action? Let's get that on the automation. Let's get them into an automation chain where they start going through the process. And you might have 12 emails in that sequence. And it might be that it fires an email out to them once a month. But every month they're getting an automated email that's coming through from you, that's written by you, so it doesn't seem automated, with the aim of moving them through the sales funnel. From that, you then need to be setting up calls and meetings. You're not going to convert them all, but you need to have a KPI around how many conversion. What's your conversion rate going to be of the calls and meetings into clients? And ultimately, the more calls you can get set up, and whether this is yourself as the business owner, or whether you're the business development person within the organisation that's pushing this automation piece should then lead through to calls and meetings with potential clients. But what you can't do is you can't ignore your brand. And for me, you need an online presence, whether that be LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, X or Twitter, TikTok. I'm not a big TikToker, but it's obviously quite big at the minute. And again, where your online brand is concerned, you don't want to be putting lots of information out there on lots of different channels. Where do your clients sit? Or your potential clients? Where do they spend their time? Are they on LinkedIn 90% of the time? If so, that's where you need to be building your brand. Are they on Instagram? If so, that's where you need to be building your brand. But again, the aim of the online brand is to pull opportunities to you in the same way that the automation is to pull opportunities to you, because you're going to have to be making calls. I mean, obviously we spoke here about doing calls and setting up meetings off the back of pulling opportunities to you. There's obviously going to be a lot of outreach as a salesperson or a business development person that you're going to have to, or a business owner even. There's a lot of outreach that you're going to have to do as well. There's a lot of cold outreach that you're going to have to do. And what we're aiming to do with this sales funnel is to make as much of the outreach warmer and potentially, converting potential clients as possible. And what you don't want to do is constantly have to be putting, cold outreach out there. If you start to build a really successful online brand, you're going to drag opportunities to you. I know people in the recruitment sector that have got fantastic LinkedIn presence, significantly better than me, and are constantly getting clients emailing them saying, oh, we've got this job, we've seen your content on LinkedIn, we'd be keen to work with you. They can rule themselves out of working with you based on your online brand, but also think that's somebody I want, or a business I want to align myself with, and they can know before they even pick up the phone to you that they want to align themselves with you. And if you can do all of this, and obviously we need to put cold outreach on there, you're going to start moving people through the sales funnel and ultimately convert more of them. Effectively, the funnel, people are constantly going to be looking for ways out of this funnel, and for you it's important just to keep moving them down the funnel until they become clients. You won't convert them all. However, if you've got a good CRM and you get your target market and your target clients on there, and you grade the clients whether they're hot or cold or great and average or however you want to do it, so you've got your big clients that would absolutely game change your business or your desk if you secured them, working your way down to the average user or the lower end users, the people that aren't necessarily going to change your business overnight, but certainly sit within your target market. Let's get them all on there. Let's get them into an automation piece. Let's get the email a month going out to them to try and start to drag people to you. But like I say, what's vital is you've got a call to action on there, and there's a call to action, whether that be to set up a meeting, set up a call, which then means that you go into those calls with a higher chance of converting them. Build your online brand. Make sure that if you are doing it on LinkedIn or if you are doing it on Instagram, you're connecting with your potential clients, you're following them, they're following you, you're building your online presence, you're talking to your potential clients, and again, with the aim of dragging opportunities to you. And obviously, finally, what you can never do in any sales role is ignore the cold outreach, the hitting the phones, the knocking on the doors, the trying to bust through the doors of these clients that are going to change your business. So there we go. That is how to set up a sales funnel. Do you have a sales funnel? Are you working clients through a sales funnel? Is it hit and miss at the minute? Is it sporadic? Or is there a strategy behind how you're implementing your sales? I'd be interested to know in the comments below. And if you can subscribe to the channel, we're constantly trying to improve the subscriber base at the minute. We want the viewership to go up. We want the YouTube algorithm to push our videos out to more people. And the more subscribers that we've got, the more those videos go out to people. So subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and we'll be back next week with another video. See you then.